guys like Lee White are working on that car, so very good job there. Tony Wilson, the guy you talked to this week.
Yeah, here comes that bad 55, everybody. Tony Wilson on the left-hand side of the racetrack. Spoke with him on WFO Radio live stream. Look at that. Kicked sideways, dirt tracking on the burnout. Yes. And your reigning Congruity HR Pro Modified Series World Champion, Mike Castellana, with the Nabi Performance, Frank Manzo, Larry Morgan machine, backing up from the burnout. Back to Tony, though. It was the first time I got to speak with Tony in long format, where I get to really know his personality, race some junior dragsters, been grudge racing, going fast for a long time, loves his opportunity in the NHRA, and understands, and this is what was so impressive, understands that there's a showman aspect to it. That's the point of the 55. Yeah. Spent a little time in the wind tunnel with this car recently, so they're trying to make it run quicker and better, and a little bit of a tribute to the early days, Charles Carpenter and those cars, and he loves hanging out with the fans and that side of the experience at the NHRA. We need more cars like this.
Look, the Wallace family that owns this car, they own and operate Westside Machine out there in Boise, Idaho. They build their own power. It's an incredibly successful machine shop. They build a lot of big horsepower engines. Guys like Jeff Lutz and Street Outlaws use their power. But I do love the fact that they're all lined up, that this is the way to go for them, to have this beautiful 55 Chevy out here. For Mike Castellana, another great-looking car. They rolled this thing out at about the month of May. They started bringing it out and testing it. I saw him test it at the Cletus and Cars event at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. And Larry Morgan on this car. Of course, Ace Manzo on this car. Dee Marinas is consulted on this car as well. So we'll see what this brain trust can put together. They actually smoked the tires. Meanwhile, Tony Wilson, he's on the way to the promised land as well. 595.4 at 239. Just like the run we heard before, it almost sounded like a boat on plane. There was no real movement of RPM. It just kind of powered its way through.
Yeah, slide it on down there. The torque converter version of that. 595.4, 239. And Tony Wilson gets down through there. Good enough for second overall. Castellana with a 12.54, 11th.
Castellana's car was the first one we saw actually instantly smoke the tires. So they went up there with a setup that was slightly or vastly perhaps different than anybody else's. It didn't go out and shake. It didn't go make a gear change or toward a gear change. It simply rolled smoke off the tire as soon as he hit the throttle.